Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Chainsaw Man. Last time around we had Bruised and Battered, where, well, we certainly were. Aki was dealing with Himeno's death and met with her sister, who gave him letters from Himeno, which basically resulted in, I should try to get him out, I don't know how to do that, and he's sad. And then the two from Kyoto showed up and were like, yo, you need to get good. And so they were going to give him, they're going to take him through to get him contracted with some new demons, or devils. It's devils in this show. This is the problem with watching this right after Demon Slayer, is I just want to say demons, but they say devils specifically. It doesn't matter, but it does, so... Anywho, so he is trying to get a contract with the future devil. Meanwhile, Kishibe, was that his name? I think that was it. He is currently training Denji and Power. And by training, I mean beating the crap out of them until they figure out how to not get the crap kicked out of them. So, yeah. Varying degrees of success. More like varying degrees of failure, really, but it's something. I guess that was it. Yeah. I was sort of building up like there was something else, but not really. Anywho, why don't we just go ahead, like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of Chainsaw Man. Here we go. Okay. Boy, something I just realized, you can make an entire, playlist, an album out of every ED that's in this show. It started with the OP, that's 13 songs, that's not bad. Huh. They should do that. They should have, a specific, I guess, not exactly a Chainsaw Man soundtrack, but just the opening and all the EDs on a CD. Hang on. See, about that big. Yay big. Well, not this big. Well, I guess if they did a vinyl, that'd be cool. I don't know. Anyone use vinyl? Anyone in the comments use vinyl? Anyone use CDs? I guess that's another question. I am a CD guy. Granted, I don't listen to a ton of music, but when I do, I like to... Or when I have a band... Specifically right now I have Ninja Sex Party that I've been buying all of their CDs for a while. And yeah, I like CDs, We're in this sort of age. I'm ready for a comeback of physical media. Not that it ever left, but I'm definitely more into it now. Nobody cares. Let's talk about Chainsaw Man. Okay, so... The Future Devil. This big old goofy tree deer guy. I gotta figure out who voices this guy, because that voice was really interesting. It almost kind of sounds like Denji, honestly. Landon McDonald. Oh, I know who that is. Landon McDonald. I remember his name because he took over in the Thus Spoke Rohan Kishibe OVAs. He took over as Rohan from Vince I can never say his name, or Vic, not Vince, but Vic Minagmana for reasons. But let me see what else he's in. Oh, he was also Enmu in Demon Slayer, the Mugen Train movie. That's pretty cool. Okay, I'm not seeing much else that I recognize. Obviously, again, there's a ton of work that he's done. I just don't happen to recognize most of it. It's interesting. Honestly, it's one of those things where I was listening to it, I was like, that could be Eric Vale, but it could not be Eric Vale, and it's not Eric Vale. I don't know. There's something about Eric Vale's voice that, I can kind of hear it in things, but obviously that wasn't it. So, but Landon McDonald, he was... here's the thing, especially with the Rohan, Thus Spoke Rohan Kishibe OVAs, which I did a reaction to as a part of my JoJo stuff. He was such a pitch-perfect Rohan that it was honestly amazing. If you hadn't told me that they replaced Vic, I would have never known. So good on him. He is a really damn good voice actor. And yeah, he's really fun as the future devil. So anyway, yeah, so that was interesting. And I like how it's such a weird thing because they build it up last episode. All you see is the eyeball, you know? And it's like all you see is the eyeball. And then it's just like, oh, what is it gonna be? You know, like you're expecting such a like weird, grotesque thing. And then it's just this dude just coming out and he's dancing. He's like, the future rules, you know? And it's like, okay. And I like how, obviously, it's like, yeah, him and Aki don't really mesh well together, you know? Like, they're such different personalities. But I like that he peeked into Aki's future and was like, oh, I want to stick around for this, you know? So he kind of reminds me a bit of Ryuk in Death Note, where it's like, you know, you have Light Yagami, who is very serious, even though obviously he's very dramatic, but he's very serious. You know, I will be the god of this new world. And Ryuk is like, shit, this is going to be great, you know? Like, that's honestly one of my favorite things about Ryuk, So yeah, that's some good stuff. I really enjoy that. And yeah, I just like that. And it's a pretty it's interesting too that it's like, you know, when they're like, oh, you need more devil contracts in order to get better so that people aren't dying. It's interesting he only contracted with one devil, and it was just, you know, it was just a thing where he can see, you know, just a glimpse into the future, you know? Like, he's still using that sword. Presumably, the sword is, again, you know, shortening his lifespan. So, I don't know. I hope he can make it out of this, you know? With how much he's using it, he might... I don't know. I hope he gets the ability to fight the Gun Devil, but we'll have to see, you know? So yeah. But still, that was good. I like that, and hopefully he can get out of that situation. I mean, that's just terrible that the snake spit out the Ghost Devil, and now it works for her. That bitch that killed him, you know. So, oh well. Hopefully he can do something about that. But yeah, everything else was good. It's interesting how they mention... So, the guns, specifically, are from the Gun Devil. Like, it's interesting. I guess that's just because... Like, I don't know. It makes me curious. Like, so are there guns in, like, the U.S. and stuff? Because that's honestly... I think that's where they said the Gun Devil originated, which... Of course it would. Of course it would originate in America, you know, where we have mass shootings nearly every day, and it's horrific and terrible, but fuck if we're going to do anything about it. But yeah, so it's interesting that, you know, in Japan, it's like they have to contract with the Gun Devil to have a gun, and all he wanted was, what did they say, like 25,000 yen? Like, and 25,000 yen, that's what, $250? Like, that's not a lot. And yeah, it's like the guy said, it's like, why would the Gun Devil even need money, you know? So, I don't know. But yeah, so that's really interesting. But, man, I just love Makima. She's so fucking scary. She is so scary. Like, it's gone to the point where it's like, I've always been terrified of Makima, but now it's come around to the point where now I'm like, you know what? Yes, I am so on board with this. I am so on board with my scary, dominating queen, you know? Like, it's just, she's just terrifying. I love just how casually, you know, she convinces them. It's like, you know, because, yeah, it's a big thing of like, oh, you know, this could start a gang war that could, you know, destroy everything, and the Yakuza could be destroyed, and thus the foreign gangs will come in and stuff. And I love she just so casually just places the bag on there, and it's like, you will find in this bag that there is something specific taken from the friends, families, and spouses of everyone in this room. Specifically, their eyes. Not to worry. I know someone who can reattach their eyes with no, like, inhibited function. It's like, what the fuck? She walked in with eyes, you know? And then what is her power what is her power? Like, so okay, so a couple episodes ago we got what her power was, which she has someone say the name of the person, thus they become like a human sacrifice, and then she can just squish them. But here she didn't even do that, and not only did she get the one guy who touched her, but then she did the same thing on those people. So maybe like that's using her full power, but maybe she can basically give someone an aneurysm at a moment's notice if she knows their names. And she did know all the names of the people in there because she got all the eyeballs of their families. So then once she got those names, she was able to use that power remotely again, even if it's not the exact same kind of power. It could be maybe they're not dead, but again, it is just sort of an aneurysm. I don't think that necessarily leaves you dead. So yeah, I don't know. But that time it's like she just used that. It's like, what is she? Is she contracted with a devil? What devil is it? Is she magic? Is she a witch? What is she? I don't know, but that was interesting. I like even Kishibe like figuring her out, to an extent, he's, because is it something of it does somewhat weigh on him that Himeno died? She was his trainee basically, but obviously, like he said, he's had so many of them. But I like how he figured out too. It's like, you had to know about this, and I don't care. You can bury all of my dogs as much as you like, but are you doing it for the right intention? And is Makima doing this for the good of humanity? I think she is. I think she may also see herself as sort of a necessary evil, more necessary than the Yakuza, But I could see her sort of saying that if she, I feel like it is sort of like Attack on Titan. And I'm gonna talk about Attack on Titan positively, actually, which is a big change for me. But just the whole thing of the scout regiment, who they kind of say it's like, no, we've sort of damned ourselves to hell. We always go into hell, but we are necessary for the good of humanity. And we will do sometimes terrible things for the good of humanity. And maybe that's just what Makima sees. It's like, Makima, or go to something like Andor with one of the characters in that, where he kind of says that some of the things he does, like for the rebellion, are terrible, but he does it for a better future, a future he knows he can't be a part of. He's doing this for a better tomorrow, even if he can't get there. And maybe Makima is similar, where it's like, she's doing this, and contracting, bringing in people like Power, who is a fiend, like Denji, who has the heart of a devil, bringing in some of these people and being that necessary evil, basically, Or she's crazy. I don't know. You can't really get a good read on Makima, and even he couldn't do that, So, I don't know. But then, we got the rest of Division 4, the shark devil, which that was kind of funny. I did kind of like him. I like he's just a shark. He does, it's interesting. It's like, oh, he can swim through surfaces and stuff, and then his head becomes a shark. Now, did they say the violent devil? I didn't quite catch what they said with that one. Maybe I can go back and see real quick.
The violence fiend. Typically, a fiend is weaker than the devil they were, but we still have to drip feed this one with poison gas for our own safety, hence the mask.
He's really just violent. The violence fiend. It's just he's really damn strong, and in order to suppress him a bit, they have to use the poisonous gas. So Interesting. Then you had the Spider Devil. That's just fucking creepy and terrifying. And then the Angel Devil. That was weird. What is an Angel Devil? You know? Like, no like, aggression towards humans at all, which is interesting. But if you touch the Angel Devil, she'll basically, or they'll, whatever. The Angel Devil will sap years off of your life, which is interesting. Which, I mean, yeah, it's not good for Aki to do that, but he was smart about it. You know, it doesn't work through cloth, so yeah, that one's interesting. But yeah. So I did like that. I like seeing them, and I like how they say, you know, with the Violent Devil, it's like it shouldn't be as strong as it was when it was a devil, but it just is for some reason. It's just strong. So I like seeing all of them. And then, yeah, Aki versus the Ghost. I hope he can do that. And then I'm assuming then we'll have Denji versus Sword Boy. Which, the whole thing of like, oh, you know, my grandpa wouldn't turn tail and run. It's like, your grandpa was a bitch who sold his soul to a devil and then got killed by Denji. You like, don't even try. Like, obviously he doesn't know this. He just knows that his grandpa is dead and Denji's to blame. But it's like, your grandpa was a bitch. Let's just face the facts, you know? So, hopefully we will see that. I mean, we got one more episode, so I'm very curious to see where we are going. But yeah, good stuff all around. And again, I'm excited for the finale. That is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Chainsaw Man reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.